Hi everyone, welcome to week 1, day 2 of my P90X experiment. Alright, so this was the X cardio. Yesterday was core synergistics. This is a slightly shorter program. I had a little bit more of a struggle because there was a lot more footwork involved, and again, I have a prosthetic foot, and I had to pause I had to pause the program within about a minute or so to take off my regular prosthesis and put on my jogging prosthesis because it required a little bit too much bounce on the toes and the foot and everything else that I just don't have with my regular prosthesis. I had figured that since I'm not going to be actually jogging or anything, I wouldn't need my running prosthesis, but I did. And it did help a lot, and also discovered I think I have a little bit more of a toe lever for purposes of holding push-up positions than I do than my regular prosthesis as well. I managed to get at a deeper angle. I still couldn't get all the way to the floor to do the push-up style positions, but I was able to get a little lower using my big, huge, heavy coffee table, rather than my couch that I had at a much slimmer angle to do those positions. I started my ankle aching a little bit. If you saw my previous video, you know that I had injured my ankle and got posterior tibial tendon dysfunction when I doing something completely unrelated to exercising. Which is why I stopped jogging for a bit, and well, my ankle started to ache very early in this, and I realized, oops, well, even though I'm not jogging, I'm still using the ankle, I'm still going to risk hurting it more, so I had to stop. I was originally doing it barefoot, and go put on tennis shoes, although I don't really wear a tennis shoe on my jogging foot because it doesn't look like a foot, it's a big, huge C shape. If you want to see what it looks like, well, what the heck? I'll show you now. Hold on. So this is the foot that I wear normally for walking, or something similar to this. It's a straight pylon and a foot. This has got a bit of a curve to it for good energy return using carbon material, but it's great for walking. It's not so great for any real serious jogging. Maybe for running across the street, that's about it. So my jogging foot looks like this. You can see it doesn't even come close to looking like an anatomical foot, but it gives a lot more energy return. I can jog really well at it, actually. So I switched into a tennis shoe for my good remaining foot, and I put on my jogging foot, rewound the program back to the beginning, which I was only like a minute into it, started it over again, and was a little more careful about how I was using my ankle, and I did quite a bit better. I have a little bit of trouble balancing when you're having to balance on one foot, balance on the other. Things like some of the Kempo positions that they have you do for the cardio. You have to do, for instance, some kicking, So when I'm trying to balance on my left prosthetic foot while doing the kicking, I was constantly windmilling. Oh, don't fall over! So I spent about as much time trying not to fall over as I did doing the actual kicks. So I probably wasn't getting as much of a workout as I would have otherwise with that. But I still worked up a sweat, a pretty decent one. I discover I also have troubles with anything where I have to jump on both feet at the same time, like jumping jacks. But anything where I can jump from, and there's my daughter again. Hello, daughter. And she's at her jambies this time. So anything that I have to jump from one foot to the other, I do really good at, because this gives me enough energy return. Anything that I have to jump with both feet at the same time is a little more difficult. And I had trouble with like their little jump rope action for some reason. They kind of kick one foot at the other, then the other, then the one, then the other, and I couldn't quite get that action going. It was just felt really clumsy, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's prosthetic issue or a coordination issue. I'm going to keep trying that and see if I can make it work. One last thing, I can't do the Drea roll at all. And I don't know, I'm sure at least a part of that is this belly here. You know, they're just rolling straight on the floor, and I'm like, ugh. You know, I get on, I roll, I start trying to come up, and as soon as I get to the point where they're rolling on their feet, I kind of just stop. So when they do the Drea rolls, I'm kind of just watching them. But I think a part of the issue is I can't tuck my prosthetic foot tight enough to get it underneath me. You know, it's just a little too tight behind the knees and everything. I also I don't think I seem to be able to get my whole torso up enough to finish the roll and stand up. That might just be the fact that I've got a big belly that's interfering with that. I couldn't even get up in that position at all. I ended up having to stop, swivel with my chest to the ground, and then stand up that way. And maybe I can turn that into an alternative exercise, or I felt like a beached whale either way. Well, anyway, that's about it. Week 1, day 2 over. See you tomorrow for day 3. Bye-bye.